If you want to get promoted as a manager, you need to stop trusting your team. After 13 years in management and now a director coaching other managers into director roles, I've seen how this mistake holds back even the strongest leaders. They think trust earns them respect, but it actually erodes their authority. But when they make this simple fix in how they interact with employees, they earn more respect and get promoted. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I taught this simple shift to one manager, how she ended up getting offered a promotion because of it, and how you can do the same. So what do you need to change to get promoted? Well, for this to make sense, I want you to meet Abby. When Abby got promoted to management, she was promoted from within and was still friends with a lot of the people that she used to be coworkers with. And she thought she could stay just as close to her team as before. The problem was, the people who used to be her friends were now her direct reports, and Abby assumed those friendships would make leading easier. She trusted them because of that history. But leadership doesn't work like that, and here's what happened. A couple of her friends started slacking, knowing she wouldn't hold them accountable because they thought, she's my friend, she'll look out for me.
So when I first got promoted to manager, I was definitely freaked out at first because I'd never been a manager before. The main thing that I already could foresee being an issue is the fact that I had become friends with a lot of my coworkers. So stepping up from that role of equal to now delegating everybody to do certain things was quite the challenge.
So how did Abby go from struggling to command respect to getting offered a promotion? Well, to show you how she did this, I first want you to answer this question. I'm going to take 2 selfies with my phone, and I want you to tell me which one you think is going to turn out to be the clearer photo. Are you ready? Can you tell I'm a millennial with those duck lips? Obviously, it's the first photo, right? Well, that second photo is what happens at your work when you're friends and blindly trust your employees. When you stay too close to people, everything gets blurry and you can't see things clearly. But create just a little space and suddenly the picture sharpens. And that's the space leaders need to make clear decisions. So how did Abby create that space? Well, sometimes it's hard to know how close you are unless you have someone that's in your corner. We identified the problem and created a plan to help create some distance to give her that needed clarity. And I'll be honest, that shift from friend to leader was not easy, and Abby struggled in the beginning. She even kind of fought me a little bit because it's not exactly fun creating space, but she stuck to the plan no matter how tough it got.
Something I despise doing was creating the schedule because everybody wants what they want and everybody thinks that like, oh, okay, well, she's got my back, so she'll give me the hookup, and then the schedule would come out and I'd be like, look, friendship aside, we got to run a business.
That's the thing that most managers miss. When you stop giving blind trust and hold everyone to the same standard, everyone sees it. They stop thinking you play favorites and suddenly the whole team trusts you more. That's the moment Abby stopped being the buddy manager and started being the leader.
Just the delegation and just sticking to what I knew I needed to do. It was still hard, but and it definitely got caught up in it a couple of times of just falling into that friend trap of like, once the ratio of new employees to old employees kind of outweighed each other, it got a little like easier and easier.
Senior leaders are not necessarily looking for the managers that are the friendliest, but the ones who create fairness, accountability, and results. And that's exactly why Abby was seen as ready for the next level. So what was the plan we put in place to get her promoted? Well, in just a few simple steps, you can follow this exact same plan to get your promotion. But I just want to say, I can already hear the trolls in the comments saying, oh, so I should just not have any friends at work and not trust anyone and be a jerk to everyone? No, it's okay to be friendly with your direct reports, but ultimately you can't be best buddies and trust that they're going to do their job well because of that. that's where problems start happening. The whole point of this is to create space to ensure you're not making bad decisions because of how close you are to someone. So, how do you do that? Well, step number one, audit your relationships. Start by looking at your team list. Be honest with yourself. Is there anyone who's getting a free pass just because you're close to them? If the answer is yes, take 5 minutes and identify where that favoritism might be showing up. Step number two, set clear standards. Next, you need to write down 3 to 5 non-negotiables for performance. These are the basics that everyone on your team should meet, no exceptions. Then share those standards in your next team huddle. When your team sees that you're applying the same expectations to everyone, even people you're close to, that's when they start trusting you as a fair leader. And then step number 3, take one hard action this week. I want you to pick one situation where you've been avoiding accountability with someone close to you. Maybe it's someone who's been underperforming and you've just been letting it slide. Don't wait until next week. Have that conversation by Friday. The faster you close that gap, the faster your credibility grows. And credibility is exactly what senior leaders are looking for when they're deciding who's ready for promotion. But I need to be upfront with you. I wasn't totally honest with you about that Abby story. There's a part that I left out. Abby actually worked in my company and became a peer of mine when she got bumped up to manager. And when she got promoted, it was the exact promotion I was chasing. So yes, I literally coached her into a role that I wanted myself. And at the time, it stung. But here's the truth. I didn't miss the promotion because of leadership. In fact, Abby was actively pulling for me to get the promotion. I missed it because I ignored one of the most critical parts of getting promoted, knowing the office politics that were happening around me and how to navigate them. So go watch this video next where I'll show you what I wish I knew back then and how to use it as your unfair advantage so you can lock in your next promotion.